Here's the backside of McKinnon's. You see a picture of the front. I pan to the right, and you can see that little landing area. There's a couple of steps where that guy was standing. That's where we bring the product in. But I like to just park it in this little cubby hole area so trucks can get by. I print up the barcodes for the receiver, and so he can check it in that way. And here's the Gatorade. I just stacked them separately because that goes in a separate aisle. I'll show you pictures on the inside what the place actually looks like. So this is the steps where we go up. You see where I park. You go in that door. Right here's a stack. I just put a product, 12 packs in a plastic tray. That white loading dock is if you have a box truck. The other one is for a different store. But once you go inside the store, you just kind of go straight to the left and line it up against the wall. I'll show you a picture, and he'll check you in from there. I line it up against the wall. Once I'm inside, you can see in the background the receiver, and just to the right of this picture is the trash compactor, and this is where we check the product in, and I give him the barcodes, and we're good to go. This is the other end of the hallway, so if you come in and you see the receiver to the left, but you take a right instead and you go to the end of the hallway, this is where the backstock is, so we have a U-boat back there. I don't go drag that U-boat out to the floor. I bring what I bring into the store. I load it all, stock the shelves, and then I put the backstock on these U-boats, and the sales rep deals with that. As you leave the back room and you come through the double doors and you go out to the main floor, to the left you're going to see the bakery, and you're just going to kind of keep walking forward. You're going to see some dairy products, and then right there in the corner you can see there's a Celsius cooler, and there's more Celsius up front, by the way. And in the background you might be able to see there's a couple more little coolers, Gatorade, and a few other items, so just keep an eye out for that cooler as well. Here's a picture of those coolers that I just pointed out to you that were in the background. It looks like just one of them is actually for us. It's Gatorade and Life Water, and to the left of that there's an open face cooler. Sometimes we have product in there. The store is really constantly changing, so you really got to stay on your toes just to keep an eye out on where they have new products placed. This picture, basically, I just turned around and I'm standing right by that Gatorade cooler I just showed you, and I'm looking forward. I can see that Celsius cooler that we saw once we first walked in. So to the right, there's another open face cooler. We have kombucha in there. I've seen bubbly stacked up on top, and if you look at the end of this open face cooler, you can see a 1.25 rack. Okay, so we're done with the open face, the Gatorade cooler, the Celsius cooler. Now we're going to start walking towards the front of the store. On the left-hand side is going to be all the produce. On the right-hand side, all the aisles for all the grocery. So we go up a couple of aisles and we just take a right, and then you're going to see where the Gatorade and the Lipton teas go. This is not the main soda aisle. This is just Lipton and Gatorade. Okay, right here, I'm at the front of the store. You can see where the American flag is in the background. That's where we just came from. So right here is the self-checkout area. There's 4 coolers right there. All 4 of those are Pepsi. And to my back, to the left, there's an entrance, one of the main entrances to get into the store for the customers. And if I stick my right hand out and I go past the main registers down a little hallway, there's another entrance and a little foyer area where we have a bunch of product. I'll show you a picture of that later. Okay, so where I was just standing looking at that self-checkout area, if I turn around, you can see those coolers. None of those are ours, but if you look on top, there's Life Water and Gatorade water. And then just to the right of that is one of the main entrances to get into the store. Okay, so we're still at the front of the store. You can see that Pepsi cooler right there. Just to the right of that is where the self-checkout area was. So now you can see we're over by the main registers. Like in the back, you can see register 7 and 8. So we got that, and here's another Celsius cooler. And if I was to kind of turn around right from there, there's going to be another open face cooler where we have another bunch of product. Hopefully I have a picture of that for you. Look at that. I do have a picture of it. To the left, you can see that the Pepsi cooler I was just showing you. And just past that is the self-checkout area. So we're still up in the front, and here's another open face cooler that's got Propel, it's got Gatorlight, and it's got chilled product up on top. Now, if you turn around from that open face cooler I just showed you, there's a couple of more registers, and underneath one of those register tables there is where we keep some of the backstock from product up front. So it doesn't all necessarily go out back on a U-boat. Some of that product up front we can just tuck underneath just the very last register. Okay, here's the other entrance I was telling you about. If you're at the registers, it's over towards the left-hand side. If you go in through the produce area and you hit the meat market, you take a right. We basically own this foyer area. We've got Celsius, we've got 12 packs, we've got Gatorade, but this area is constantly shifting from one display to another. So just keep an eye up there, because we fill up here first, and then what is left over we take to the aisle. Basically, they want this area filled first, and then like if we have a bunch of 12 packs, we'll take care of this display, and then we'll deal with what's in the aisle. And if we don't have enough of the aisle, we'll just, front it up a little bit. Okay, that last picture I just showed you, that main entrance area, that foyer, which we dominate. If we were just to turn around and walk into the store through those doors, we're going to be walking right towards the meat department. And the first thing we're going to see up on the right is the bubbly display. Okay, we're looking at aisle 7, which is one of the very first aisles. Just picture yourself right now standing where those self-checkout registers are. And now you're going to start walking back towards the grocery. Right here towards the left, it's the wine and the cheese is down the area. But right there in the front, I'm going to show you two different pictures. It's where we have the Gatorade bars and the muscle milk. This is the last picture I have from inside the floor area of McKinnon's. I can't believe I don't even have a picture of the main soda aisle, but the main soda aisle is pretty much self-explanatory. This is an end cap on the back towards the freezer area. And you can see that we have different Schweppes, Propel, case pack water, mini cans, and 1 liter rack. That's kind of between the soda aisle and that Gatorade aisle with the Liptons I showed you earlier, but just on the back side. Okay, to the left there you can see a sliding door. That's a huge walk-in dairy cooler, but they also have orange juice in there. So if you have chilled product, that it all can't go up, or you have some of the big orange juices, they go in there, and when you walk in towards the left, you'll see a rack where they have that product stored. That's basically right where the receiver is. Right across from that sliding door is where the receiver is, and that door that you came in when you first came into the store. Here's my last picture. It's earlier I think I called it a trash compactor. It's actually a cardboard compactor. So it's just to the right of where we lined everything up when we came in that hallway in the back room. So I always just throw the plastic in one of those trash cans, and I put all the cardboard in that door and just close it and lock it. And boom, we're gone.